welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for clicking on this video. We about to get lit today. We about to get so litty. Like, I don't even think y'all ready for this. Like, today I'm going to be reviewing a book for you guys, and it's not just any book. It's like the book of the freaking year. So in case you've been living under a rock or you decided to go with the astronauts to break through the firmament, Brittany Renner has just written her first book. And it's going crazy. Everyone is like, oh my God, everyone's posting about it. Everyone is giving their reviews about it. Everyone is tagging her, and it's just excitement. And I'm here to talk about the book, my views on it, how it hit me, and yeah, we're just gonna dig deep in it. So the name of the book is called Judge This Cover, and as you can see, what a fucking cover, right? Like, you guys, seriously, like, let me move back a little bit so you guys can see that. I actually purchased two. I put this one in plastic because this is gonna be the one she signs. Okay, Brittany, this is the one you're signing, and it's like, I'm never touching it ever. So I didn't even like crease it open. You know how you open the book and like the book crease? Look, this book is still perfectly how I got it. And she's gonna sign that one someday in my life. This is the one I actually read out of, and I'm probably gonna get a third book so my mom can read it too. So this is the front and this is the back. Girl, how you get that apple on there though? The way she balancing that apple, brilliant, baby. I really can't believe my girl has a ISBN number. Like, we all literally watched her write this book on social media. If you follow her, if you don't follow her, her Instagram is @bundleofbrittany. Definitely give her a follow. I mean, she's worth it. She's not like anybody else on social media today. Like, seriously. I've been following her, I would say since 2013, 2014. I was just going through stuff, something dealing with fitness, because I'm always trying to like lose weight. And I saw her picture and I was just like, ooh, look at that girl's abs. And ever since then, that's how she drew me in. And then ever since then, this stuff that she talks about, guys, it's just so real. It's so real. And you cannot deny a spirit like that. We're gonna get into this book without giving too much. Now, I'm not gonna give too much. I'm gonna say, y'all need to go get the book your goddamn self. But we are going to talk about some key points in here that really stood out to me. So let's get on with it.
Let's go.
Okay, so the book in general is about 7 men that she's had experiences with and the lessons learned from each of those men. Don't get it twisted, guys. You can get a lot out of this too, because this does go both ways. You do have women who are just like the men in these books, but because of course she's a female and a lot of females can relate to her, it definitely was like, it got me, hun. In the back here, it says, Judge This Cover is a tale of 7 men and 7 lessons, all based on true events. This is my heart in a book. From that, I am not afraid or ashamed to share it with you. I have been here before. I'm just trying to remember who I am. This book is the beginning of my liberation, and hopefully it will be for you too. Let your truth and freedom ring. Things that she's trying to push out about basically standing in your truth, you know, owning who you are, not being ashamed of anything that's happened in your life, is a big fucking deal. Let's all be clear about it. You know what I'm saying, darling? Like, we all have those moments in our lives that we are ashamed of, okay? We all do. And she's really speaking out on that and trying to like own it. Don't be ashamed of anything, because everything that's happened in your life is supposed to happen exactly the way that it's supposed to happen. Hello? This book is dedicated to her grandmother, and I thought that was really sweet as well. I mean, if you're a true Brittany Renner fan, you know who Grams was and what she meant. So I thought that was so beautiful. It's dedicated to her. And when you open the table of contents, you have the page list and each chapter and what the chapter which guy the chapter is. So the book itself is a really good read. It's a really quick read. If you're a reader, like, you definitely could be done like within a day. I was almost done within a day, but I had to go to my slave job. Didn't have a lot of time to, like, you know, get through it the way I wanted to, because I had got it, as you guys saw, I got it like during the day. It was like late afternoon. When I got off work, that's when I was able to read it. So I stayed up until, seriously, when I got off of work, I got off of work at like 9, 10 o'clock. And I stayed up till almost like, how long? I don't know. It had to be like 1, 2 in the morning. Basically got through more than half of the book. But anyways, so she has the dedication, she has her intro, and then you start off with the guys. Seth starts on page 17. Evan starts on page 67. Leon starts on page 75. Frank starts on page 85. Ivan is 93. Solomon is 99. Hector is 117. And then she has, you know, an extra thing over there in her closing. It's weird because with my experience in her book, she had a lot of guys that had qualities that, of course, we all experience. But for me personally, there would be maybe like one guy with one quality and another guy with another, and those two qualities was in one guy for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, so of course, it's all gonna be like different depending on your life, but at the same time, every single thing that she talked about in here is like, girl. See, this is why Brittany is like my soul twin. Like, we're the same spirit animal, because I already knew the Matrix was gonna be mentioned in here, okay? She has little nooks and crannies and little like secret passageways that just makes you like, while you're reading the book, it's so up and down. It's up and down. Like, you could be reading and be like at the top of the page and be laughing. And then you'll get to the middle of the page and then you just get quiet. Like, by the time you get to the bottom of the same page, you're crying. Yeah, it's really an up and down book. Overall, the book is hilarious. To me, it's funny. I was laughing most of the time because, like, her writing, the way she puts certain kind of references in there, it's just hilarious. So one thing that she talks about is when you know you've had enough. When do you know you've had enough? I had a friend of mine who, I'm not going to say too much, but she shared with me some of the things that she went through with her ex. And I was like, well, how did you know you wanted to leave? And she literally said to me, when you feel like you want to kill him, it's time to go. He takes you out of your element. And that was like a staple in my mind. Like, you know what? Yeah. Because it's so easy for us to continue to be abused, and then we expect something to change. And that's like the whole point of like insanity, right? And then you really literally like become like sick. Like, you get like these people like this make you sick. My friend telling me that really stuck with me, because I'm like, you know what, you're right. Whenever you get to the point where you're like out of your element and you're saying to yourself, like, I need to go, that's when you know. And this why it made me cry, because recently that's what I just went through. Like, if I would have stayed in what I was in, I don't know if I would be sitting here talking to you guys, honestly, to tell you the truth. So it's about having the strength to get up and go. So for right now, I just experienced my Seth. See, that like the order is different for me. That's what I just finished going through. Like, well, combination of Seth and which one was the other one? Yeah, girl, I just experienced my Seth, so I had to I had to ease on down the road. One part of the book, which is in the Seth chapter that I've seen a lot of people talking about that hits home, is a quotation that she put on there that's just like, it's just like a light bulb for you. And I'm just gonna read that little bit. It goes, as unhappy as I was, I never once cheated on you. I never even so much as looked up when other guys were around. Some people will never cheat no matter how bad it is. Just how some people will cheat no matter how good it is. Girl. Now you would think that's common sense, like, duh, we all know that, but really, do we? When we're going through these relationships, we don't really pinpoint the fact that each person is their own person and everyone is human and everyone is gonna do what they want to do to satisfy their needs. And I am the type of person, like, if I'm with you, I'm with you. Like, I'm faithful. I'm not gonna cheat on you. Like, I'm really, that's just me. I'm not that type of person. But you could be with somebody and they're happy. They're genuinely happy. Like, they really, like, enjoy being with you. But it doesn't mean they're not gonna cheat at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that really stuck out like a sore thumb to me. Like, and I've seen a lot of people underlining that and tagging her in that as well. Like, that was a really good line, Britt. That was so true. So for me, the guy before my Seth was Leon. Okay? Very short-lived though. He was almost like a one and done too. Very short-lived. But his characteristics were more like a Leon because it opened me up to this whole new world of, like, intimacy. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, Leon's chapter stuck with me a lot too, because we also have relationships where, like, the vibes are there, girl. Like, the vibes are so there. Everything seems like it's good, like it's perfect, and you guys are on that same wave. And then once time goes on, especially if you partake in something so intimate, okay, honey, like, you know, have me up in a pretzel, you know, type thing, like some deep stuff. Some people are not ready for that, you know. It's not vanilla at all. We'll just say that it's not vanilla. Everything dealing with relationships is all about mental and really how you feel about yourself. Because, honey, once someone got you up here, it is so hard. It really is hard. And that's what she's really saying in the book too. Be confident to build yourself up. This book is really good, especially for the younger girls as well. Besides girls that are my age, you know, like, I'm 30 and I'm just like, girl, I done been through all of it. I done been through all of this, but I think this is really encouraging for the young girls who still have yet to experience these type of relationships, and hopefully they experience as little amount as they possibly can. But it all happens to us. We all go through it. That's how you learn. But I think it's good for the younger girls to read and kind of get a heads up on what to look out for when someone is trying to pursue them, and the red flags, because we all ignore the red flags when we're really into a person. When I first started reading the book, I realized how deep it was gonna get on page 9. Like page 5, I was already like, okay, yes, girl. And then when I turned that page and I read the top of page 9 and she started getting into her family dynamic and her family life, dealing with her parents, I was like, oh. Like, the whole book, I was just like talking to Brittany in my head. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of fucking balls, let me just tell you, to like put that out. I can't even do that. I can't do that. And you know, it's funny because a lot of people like in my family think like I'm the like a crazy one that's all out and I tell all my business and all that stuff and I'm just too open, which I am in an extent. I am kind of open, but I'm not as open as people might think. I can't do with this, at least not yet. I'm not there yet to do that. And just thinking about that, like the stuff that I've been through, girl, if I were to write a book on that, it's not too far from here. It's really not too far from here, honestly, just in different orders. But darling, it's just, I mean, I don't know if I can open up like that. So the fact that she's opened up in such a way that just basically throws it out there. And you know what's also smart about it is that no one can ever say anything about it. As far as like people say, well, you did this and you did that. Well, it's all in the book. I myself let it out to the world. You know what I mean? I myself told everyone what I have done. And therefore, if you try to, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a rap battle, like in fucking 8 Mile, when Eminem was like, bro, I'm rapping everything that I know that you're going to say about me, so you have nothing left to say. That's what this book is. You have nothing left to say. You can't touch me because I am accepting who I am. And bitch, I ain't perfect. Like, that's why. And she got the apple. Like, come on. You can take this so many ways. Just the cover by itself. Like, of course, she's been pushing out there the whole Snow White vibes with the apple, and the apple's poisonous. But then you can also take this biblical, Adam and Eve, the apple. I mean, like, she knows, like, I see you, like, I get it, Brittany, like, I see ya. You can go so deep in it, and yeah, I could be reaching, I know I could be reaching, but that's the whole thing. It gets your mind going. The whole point of books in general is to get your mind kind of, like, thinking and going, like, to the point where now that I read this, it's making me want to read again. And I'm really not much of a reader. I usually like to listen to music, but the fact that I've read this book and it's by someone who I really enjoy and look up to, it's like, okay, I think I'm going to read a little bit more. Another thing that stood out to me, a little snippet, was it Solomon? I'm not sure which guy it was. But it was the guy that was kind of like bothered by her nail color. Now, I don't know how many of you guys that touched or not, but it was like, you don't realize how much of the little things you change about yourself just to make somebody else happy. That part stood out to me a lot because I'm the same way. Like, I love doing my nails. I mean, my nails, right now my nails are not done. They're ugly because the struggle is real. So I could relate to something like that. That's not reality. You can't really do that because then you're not accepting yourself. You're doing it for someone else. So I really like that point being made in the book as well. This is a little biased because I don't even know if this is really a review because, you know, guys, I love Brittany. But I give this book a 5 out of 5, 5 stars. Definitely something to get. If you can relate to things like this in your life, then you should get the book because it's gonna point out certain things. You're gonna see yourself. Like, I see myself in her. And that's what made me like when I was done with the book, by the time I got to the closing, and the closing is only like a couple of pages. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, it's like 4 pages. When I tell you I was bawling, and I had to I tweeted Brittany right after, and I was just like, I needed this book. Like, thank you so much for writing this book. I love you so much. Like, I could not stop crying because you see yourself in a person and you see that all of us are really not that much different. This book also goes to show you, like, a lot of us think, oh, if we get this guy or if we get that guy, it'll be a better trade-off because this guy is rich. So I probably can deal with this and at least I'll have all the money and stuff. But then what this book also tells you is that it doesn't matter if the guy is filthy rich or if he's a regular guy working a 9 to 5, or even if he's a bum. It's about his personality and how he values women. That, like, hello. So don't think just because one person has more than the other that they're still not going to treat you like shit. So in closing, the thing that stood out to me, which is so true, and I'll read it to you guys, just a snippet. The happiness is in the hardships. The lessons are in the irony of those hardships. So in reality, you really do end up finding yourself when you go through shit like this, especially if that's why it's so important to like build yourself back up and make it out, and not stay stuck in it. You know what I'm saying? I've heard some really horrendous stories from friends and people that I know around me about certain relationships, and they made it out and they're like so much better because of the lesson that they learned. It's sad sometimes when you think about it that you had to go through that, but a lot of times for us, especially as humans, don't touch the pot. The pot is hot. Your mother told you not to touch the pot, but you still touch the pot and you burned yourself. Well, now you know what the sensation of it is. You burning yourself, or you're not going to touch that pot no more. But you had to touch the pot for yourself. Mom's just telling you because she's touched the pot when she was younger. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody has to touch the pot. I really love the book. Brittany, thank you so much for writing this book. I'm so inspired. Like, bitch, I want to write my own book now. I think we all should write our memoirs and just let it all out. And this just be our therapy session, all of us together. So if you want to purchase this book, I will leave the link down below to my Amazon influencer page. And on that page, you will find her book and you can order it through there. And Amazon actually rewards me for rewarding you guys, for referring you guys to the book. So I really appreciate you guys' support. Or you can go to her page and click on the link yourself through there. I mean, either way, I don't care how you do it. You just have to get the goddamn book. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and share. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. I'm like Big Pop mixed with Tupac. I'm like Machiavelli, Nita.